And then one day, the pain of remaining tight in the bud becomes greater than the fear of blooming. Anaïs Nin. That is the moment we realize that familiar safety is sometimes the invisible cage itself, where we curl up like a bud, fearing wind and rain, fearing the too dazzling sunlight, fearing even unpredictable changes. At first, the bud feels comfortable being wrapped, not having to face the storms of life. But as time passes, life sap surges, the desire to reach upward grows, the tight petals become a burden, squeezing breath and light. The pain of restraint then simmers like a thirst in the desert, both silent and fierce, leaving the soul parched and weary. Compared to it, the fear of blooming, though tied to risks, hurts, or failures, carries the flavor of freedom and hope. Blooming is when a person dares to step out of the comfort zone, letting sunlight touch trembling skin, letting wind sweep away old doubts, letting life paint new colors upon them. We are not born to forever close ourselves in darkness, but to live fully in the light of experience. When the pain of staying still surpasses the fear of change, that is the sign of awakening, the moment the heart is brave enough to open the door to dreams, growth, and true happiness. And just as a flower only releases its fragrance when it dares to bloom, a person only finds their most radiant version when daring to step beyond fear, accepting challenges to reach the vast sky of life. There are plenty of brilliant ideas. What's missing is the will to execute them. Seth Godin. Ideas are like twinkling stars in the sky of human imagination, brilliant, endless, and easily seen. Anyone can come up with a good plan, a big dream, a path seemingly full of promise. Yet, to turn those stars into suns illuminating one's life, we need the fire of will, the persistent energy that helps people keep going despite fatigue, failure, or surrounding doubts. Will is the legs of ideas. Without it, no matter how beautiful the thoughts, they just stand still like a boat without sails in the vast ocean. Some possess a treasure trove of creativity in their minds, but let it gather dust over the years because they fear difficulties, fear starting, or fear imperfection. Meanwhile, successful people are not necessarily smarter, but simply more persistent. They dare to act step by step, accepting falls to get closer to the goal. We already have enough potential, enough ideas to change our lives. What needs to be done is to ignite the will and get to work. When will is nurtured each day with discipline, faith, and perseverance, ideas will no longer be dreams hanging suspended in the sky, but become vivid achievements in real life, where people feel pride, meaning, and the fullness of the journey in pursuing dreams. I owe my success to having listened respectfully to the very best advice, and then going away and doing the exact opposite. G.K. Chesterton. The spirit of independence and courage of those who dare to walk their own path. Listening here is not blind obedience, but opening the heart to receive wisdom, experience, and perspectives from others, like a traveler collecting maps before a long journey. Yet, after understanding, they choose to trust their inner voice, the invisible but powerful compass, guiding through lands no one has explored. The very best advice often comes from safety, from proven templates, like a smooth paved road everyone travels. Doing the opposite is stepping onto a path overgrown with weeds, where risks walk hand in hand with opportunities, where fear accompanies creativity. It is there that people learn the deepest lessons, fall the most, and grow the fastest. Cherish advice like a treasure of knowledge, but don't lose your identity and unique aspirations just to please the crowd. Success is not always born from following others' footsteps, but often sprouts from difference, from the courage to break familiar limits. When we know how to listen with humility and act with strong faith in ourselves, the path, though rugged, becomes radiant, because every step bears the mark of free choice and the spirit of living fully with dreams. I don't know the word quit. Either I never did, or I've abolished it. Susan Butcher. That is not just denying a concept, but the way a person actively erases the easy escape from their life, leaving only the path forward. Quit is like a side door always slightly open in many people's minds. Whenever tired or disappointed, one just needs to turn away to leave. But for those with an indomitable spirit, that door is locked tight, even completely removed, forcing them to face difficulties, dig deep into inner strength, and find solutions instead of escaping. They walk like climbers in thick fog, legs weary but eyes still aimed at the peak where the sun awaits. Each scratch is a lesson, each fall makes the spirit's muscles tougher. That saying conveys positive energy that the greatest strength of a person lies not in never failing, but in not allowing failure to be the end. When quit no longer exists in the inner dictionary, every challenge is just a bend in the journey, not a wall blocking the way. And it is in that perseverance that people gradually discover their extraordinary abilities, rising strongly like a sprout, breaking through hard soil to greet the dawn light, affirming that steadfast will always has the power to turn hardships into victories and dreams into reality. The most valuable reward that life brings is the opportunity to work hard at work worth doing. Theodore Roosevelt. People often chase dazzling destinations, money, fame, recognition like shiny trophies at the end of the race. Yet, this saying gently shifts our gaze to the journey itself, where sweat falls each day like raindrops nurturing dreams to grow. Being able to work hard for what you believe in is like lighting a fire in the heart. No matter how strong the winds of difficulty blow, it burns steadily, warming the soul and illuminating each step. When we pour our strength into a worthy goal, each hour of labor is no longer a burden but a quiet pride. Each challenge no longer an obstacle but an opportunity to hone ourselves. The reward then is not just in the final result, but present in the feeling of living with purpose, growing through each effort, and seeing our value imprinted on life. Happiness is not avoiding hardship, but finding something worth enduring hardship for. Like an artisan patiently polishing a rough stone to reveal a shining gem, people become more radiant through diligent labor for meaningful things. And that opportunity to strive fully, not just the outcome, is the most precious gift life bestows, helping us feel the full value of living, of passion, and of the growth journey. Most things worth doing come with a risk, whether it's starting a new business, leaving home, getting married, or flying into space. Chris Hadfield. Valuable things rarely lie in the safe zone. Value and risk are like two sides of a coin. Inseparable, the more noble and meaningful, the greater the price of facing uncertainty. Starting a new business is like sowing seeds in a wide field. No one sure if fair weather or storms will come, but only daring to sow can one hope to reap. Leaving the familiar home is stepping out of the warm cocoon of childhood, where each step is both trembling and eager before the vast world. Getting married is entrusting your heart to another, accepting possible hurts in exchange for deep love and long companionship. Flying into space is the most brilliant symbol of humanity's desire to surpass limits, where a small mistake could cost dearly, but the reward is a whole sky of new knowledge. If life were only certainty and safety, it would be flat like a still lake, peaceful but lacking depth. It is those dares to step into the unknown that create stories, character, and meaning in life. When we learn to accept risks with preparation and courage, we not only get closer to success, but also reach a more mature, stronger, and fuller version of ourselves.